What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. So guys, you clearly know what we are going to be talking about. The past couple of days, we have been tracking on our YouTube channel pretty much every single day now, the potential breakout for XRP specifically. As you guys can see, here, I literally made a video yesterday saying, I hope you're ready. XRP is about to burst. And we've been pretty much tracking this day after day after day for the point of breakout. There's been probably, I'd say maybe 5 to 6 days that we've been pretty much honing in on the breakout, waiting for the consolidation to fill in the gap there before we get the final break to the upside or to the downside here. Now, looking at XRP here, you can see we do have Bityard pulled up. We've been tracking the downtrend and the uptrend here. And for the past couple of days, we've been slowly and patiently waiting for the consolidation to happen. We've had to slightly tweak the charts, pulling them a little bit lower, a little bit higher, just to get the final breakout point. And as you guys can clearly see, we just confirmed the direction of the breakout. And it always happens, it always happens, that once we complete the breakout, the bulls and the bears fight it off and a big burst of volume swings in. We have not seen a candle of this size and demeanor in a very long time on XRP. Just take a look at the size of this candle. This today was a 16.5% breakout in one day, and it's only been a couple hours so far. 16.5%. We have not seen a candle of this size in a very long time. Honestly, maybe back when we dumped in maybe end of February here, but we have not seen a bullish green candle of this size anytime soon on XRP in a very long time. So specifically, what are we looking at in today's video? We have to look at XRP, which saw this big break to the upside here, clearly moving right up to its moving average. We're now correcting right back down below it as expected, as anticipated. It's pretty much what I've been saying to you guys, that the bullish run that could happen on XRP would not be that substantial because there's a ton of resistance up here, which we do have to talk about. We're also going to be looking at Ethereum, which is clearly following its bottom support here, just trending sideways. Bitcoin as well is in an ascending fractal here. You can see we're pretty much at the bottom, so we can talk about the possibilities of buying in on that. And the S&P, which closed low yesterday as expected, pretty much right around the resistance level here. We've been in a descending fractal. We've been tracking this descending fractal. This is a long-term downtrend here, which, you know, could lead us to potentially 17 to 20% down. It's just something to pay attention to. Regardless, today's video is brought to you by Tangi. As you guys can see, Tangi token serves as a digital payment system for cannabis retailers, a payment currency for cannabis consumers, and a viable project for you, the early mover. Now, this is an incredible project that I've heard about. Just the concept, the idea is incredible here, and I don't know why nobody else thought about this sooner. Really, all it is you know that, you know, you can't have a Visa or credit card transaction. You can't have a business bank account if your business exclusively sells or buys or uses, I believe it's hemp, THC, CBD, or just cannabis in any sense. You know, I've actually went to banks and to open a business bank account, that's the first thing they ask you. If you have any relevance to that, illegal, can't do it, because I believe it's still illegal on the federal level, so they do not let you open one, because obviously it wouldn't be FDIC insured. They're not going to insure money that's from weed. So regardless of that, they decided to use cryptocurrency as the means of payment to take the cash out, which is super cool. And I don't know why I never thought about this, but more information about Tangi will be at the end of today's video and their cryptocurrency, their token sale. So definitely make sure to stick around to the end of the video to check that out. I've also linked them down in the description below for you to check them out earlier. With this all being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, as you can see, top 10 cryptocurrencies, like I said, everything's pretty much consolidating or down, except for XRP, which is now at 6.77%, almost at 7% in a run, which is pretty incredible. But everything else is correcting lower, so I don't even know where to start. I guess with XRP first, we've been tracking this numerous occasions on our YouTube channel here for the past couple of days. And basically, we talked about once we filled in the gap here, at the end here, a decision would have to be made with big volume, and we would either be breaking bullish or breaking bearish, as you can see here. And the expectations of the lowest point we would move to would be down at bottom support here or up to the top, which is where we went. The first resistance being right here at the moving average, if not even higher up to potentially 90 to 94 cents. Here's the problem, and here's why I'm not buying into this XRP breakout. Now, if you manage to buy in, and let's say you were, close up, let's say you were, I don't even know, you'd have to like be looking at the hourly charts to really get this opportunity. Let's say you were paying attention to the hourly and you saw like this candle here close us above. Then you'd say, okay, I'll buy in and leverage to the upside here. But it would have been quick. The problem with buying into something like that is you jump to the 4 hour, you jump to the daily, we would be hitting this big resistance level at the moving average here, which is exactly what happened and why we corrected lower. So the reason I didn't buy in is because I expected this to be a big problem zone for XRP. We've been saying this in every single video that we've done on YouTube tracking this breakout. Like, I feel like I can even go back super quickly. If I get hit with a commercial, I'm not going to do this. But you can literally see if I pull this up and we get hit with a commercial as expected. Whatever. I try to make my point. But if you go back to like yesterday's video, you would see that I always talk about the fact that if we were to break out, this would be a huge problem zone for the coin. And the only way I would buy into XRP or back into XRP would be as if we closed above the red band. Let's say if we closed at like 7 or 82 cents here, that would be the ideal buying opportunity for there. On, where is it? XRP, we discussed it would be above the 77 cents, XRP on Bityard here, buying in right at about 78 cents here. Once again, candle did not close on Bityard's chart yet, so I wouldn't buy into it just yet. Let's see how this closes today. And that's also the reason why we haven't bought in, because XRP hasn't closed on Bityard. We haven't closed above the moving average here. And you can also see for XRP here, we got clearly rejected right off the daily moving averages as expected here. So if we manage to, let's say today, swing back up. Let's say this candle decides to close us above. Let's say we close at 82 cents, 83 cents. We close here. Then I would buy in, because then I would have expectations of seeing a potential pump to 90 cents to 94 cents here. It's also incredible to take note that we just saw what could be a 13 to 15 or 16% run on XRP when everything else is down. The S&P 500 is down, Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, nothing's moving. XRP got volume, acting indirectly and independent from the other cryptocurrencies in this bear market, and managed to get volume to swing us higher, which shows you this can happen with any cryptocurrency. And we've been tracking Shiba Inu too, and it can very well happen with Shiba Inu as well. Now, looking at XRP here, this is pretty much what we discussed, and I'm not touching this until we get the decision. If we close above, 82, 83 cents here, okay, I'll buy in with expectations of a run. Otherwise, we close below here. I'm not expecting to see much happen at all. We might very well start to reverse to the downside here and start to correct lower. It's very possible we could pull right back down to this uptrend here, and then we'd have to pay, close attention to say, hey, if we break below this, then we can short the coin, the cryptocurrency. But that's pretty much it, and that's why I wouldn't buy into XRP just yet. It's quite interesting to see the big break that we expected. It was anticipated. We didn't know the general direction of the breakout, but we discussed there'd be plenty of opportunity to get into this when it does happen. But I mean, it's huge. We talked about the breakout. We've been tracking the breakout, and here it is. It's pretty incredible. Symmetrical triangle shows the end has a big break. It's like people say technical analysis doesn't work, but when there's not manipulation, it typically does work, and it does happen. And this is, proof within itself here. So that's pretty much my update with XRP. Not buying in just yet, keeping a close eye on it. Had we broken bearish, I would have shorted it. But we broke up with, substantial volume and closed the day pretty darn high. And we closed below the moving averages, so there's expectations of pulling lower. As for Ethereum and Bitcoin, maybe I wouldn't touch Ethereum right now. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable with Ethereum. There's maybe some sort of descending triangle forming here, but with Bitcoin, there's a higher low forming here. So if you want to play this aggressive, and I might just, take a swing at this, but consistently we've been bottoming off at bottom support here. You see we kind of closed we closed above this uptrend. We have been closing above this uptrend since January 22nd of 2022. So what I'm going to do is if we manage to close tonight, at the end of these 8 hours and 54 minutes above this support here, I'm going to buy in with expectations of seeing prices swing up too. Stop loss pretty close. But since we've been closing above here, I do have some pretty high hopes that maybe on an aggressive level, we could see another swing, short-term swing to the upside here now that we've bottomed off. But that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. As for the S&P 500, it's exactly what we expected here. We're in a descending fractal. Clearly, we like to hug the stop resistance. I always talk about this. That's what I've noticed here. Bottom support, we've only had 3 confirmations, 1, 2, and 3. So it makes sense that we're continuing to scale lower, and it makes sense that we're hitting the top here. This was a very vital support that we broke through, and since we've pretty much now filled in the gap here, there was no room left to trade sideways here. This was going to start to act as resistance, because now we ran out of time to try to get back above here. So now prices are slowed down. They're going to reject off this and pull lower. So whether or not it's going to be one of the two things is going to happen. We're going to either consolidate off this, something like this. We're going to either break, and then see consolidation off that. It's one of the two. It's either we consolidate like this, then we break, and we go back up, or we break now, then we consolidate, and then we see another break. That's pretty much the momentum that we're seeing. This is the typical pattern here. So I don't know. That's what's pretty much up to date. But regardless, we're heading lower. That's the ideal direction that we're moving to. We're headed lower, closer and closer and closer, inching towards my target. So that's pretty much the update for today, guys. I do want to talk more about Tangi with you, though. I want to give a huge shout out to Tangi for sponsoring today's episode. As with all crypto projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So, guys, Tangi is a new cryptocurrency which has been custom built for the legal cannabis industry. And the biggest challenge consumers and retailers face in the cannabis industry is the lack of a digital payment solution within the industry, and consumers can really only pay for products with cash, and that's a problem. Now, Visa and MasterCard do not yet offer card payment services to cannabis retail stores, and consumers cannot use their debit, credit cards, charge cards to even make a payment, and this is a major inconvenience. Now, who uses cash nowadays? Most people nowadays just tap their card at the register to pay for their products, but 12% of the American population are legal cannabis consumers, meaning that there are more than 50 million potential users for Tangi in the USA alone. Now, all of whom are actually incentivized to switch from cash payments to Tangi. Now, Tangi provides an inviolable incentives program to the cannabis consumer, providing an array of bonuses and rewards specifically to benefit the legal cannabis consumer when paying for cannabis products with Tangi. Now, retailers have the problem of accounting, bookkeeping, securing, processing, safeguarding, and transporting huge sums of cash. This is a problem. And this is because none of their revenues are digitalized, causing all these problems. And there are even more than 7,500 cannabis dispensaries in the USA, all of whom experience the same problems, with some cannabis dispensaries generating sales of up to $250,000 a week. Now, the market is awash with cash and estimated to be valued at $250 billion worldwide, with $60 billion in that coming from the USA alone, all just cash. Now, try to imagine being the Visa card of an industry with more than 50 million proven customers. That's a simplified explanation of what Tangi is for in the cannabis industry. Basically, Visa card for cannabis and much more. Now, Tangi is the solution to these problems. Their digital payment solution has been tested within the market already. And guys, round one of Tangi's presale has just ended, and they were oversubscribed within 6 weeks, where members picked up the first 10 million tokens. Now, round two, however, has just been commenced, with a further 40 million tokens available to early subscribers, and the first 10 million of the 40 million tokens on offer will offer the best value to the fastest movers at 20 cents per token on a first come and first served basis. Now, the remaining 30 million tokens will also be available at 25 cents per token. Now, the token is limited to a maximum of 250 million tokens, and an initial offering of 50 million tokens out of the first 250 is basically the attractive opportunity, as there are over 50 million potential end users who are all incentivized to use Tangi as payment in stores and online purchases. Now, the company also has a very impressive team driving the project forward. Amongst them is Zach Fuentes, a former White House advisor who worked as deputy chief of staff under 2 government administrations, Brian Cowen, the former prime minister of Ireland, and Stan, who is actually one of the most recognizable names in crypto and blockchain within the USA. Now, their team has an extensive experience in delivering successful projects like this one, and they created the first ever decentralized exchange called BitShares, along with the founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, and they also launched 3 very successful coins, EOS, Steemit, and Block.one. Now, currently they have blockchain technology as well, orbiting the Earth in outer space, since they collaborated with Elon Musk on the SpaceX mission, and currently have their technology about the SpaceX shuttle. Lastly, Peter Thiel, founder of PayPal and the first large investor in Facebook, has invested into their companies, also known as Block.one, in the past. And guys, for more information about Tangi, definitely make sure to check out the links in the description of today's video. But once again, huge shout out to Tangi for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.